Hello and welcome to today's video. We are starting to approach Christmas, and as Christmas draws nearer, we are all getting more and more excited, and Santa will start coming soon. So, there's a lot of things about how Santa comes, like he has to visit so many kids a second. That's a lot. So, I've come up with my own theory, and that is that there's just a lot of Santas. Like, this is the Santa rocket. I took the Jar Jar head off of a Jar Jar, put it on a Santa. We've got Santa Jar Jar and a Santa rocket now. We've got Santa Claus, Yoda Santa, another Santa Claus, and there's actually a third Santa Claus, normal Santa Claus, we're going to see throughout this video. So, if you've got that many Santa Clauses, they're each going to need their own vehicle. So, instead of making an individual sleigh for all of them and training all the reindeer, you've got the normal traditional Santa, but these Santas decided to create their own vehicles. Or I decided to create vehicles for them because I thought it would be fun. Anyway, I've got this AT-AT right here. No, that's an ATRT. Yeah, that's an ATRT. We've got this little land speeder here. And today we're going to turn these into Santa vehicles. So let's get started. So here are the pieces we're going to need to build these. Note, only one model can be built at a time. First off, we've got these candy canes. These are going to be used in replacement of these antennas on the back of the ATRT. We've got a string of lights. We have the Santa Village set. I took some of the lights off, added some lights so they looked a bit better, more to my liking, and took that basically pull rope thing, turned it into a string of lights. And we've got a wreath piece here. I do have a second, but I think I only used one per model. So you're going to use a string in both of these. Might as well just take the wreath off as well. We've got two bags that can be hung over people's shoulders, and one bag that fits on a stud. We've got a handful of elves. I've also included the Star Wars Ugnaught. Figure Star Wars should have its own elf. It looks like the Star Wars equivalent of an elf, though it would definitely be a South Pole elf, not a happy elf. Then we've got a handful of Santas, as well as the extra Santa I'm going to show you in the surprise model at the end of this video. So let's get into how to customize these. So let's start with this ATRT. For this I'm going to use basically all of it, except for the elves. I haven't gotten a room for the elves yet. You can probably find one to fit that would probably stand here, but I think that'd be a bit shaky for the elves. They probably wouldn't enjoy that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these antennae. We're not going to be using these, we're just going to be replacing with candy canes, because why not? Then I'm going to grab my string of lights, like this, take one end, and I've got this little flap right here. I believe I'm going to take this one, is how the studs lined up, place it on, and wrap this all the way around, going over the chair. I can pin this on the other side. Pull this back. Then we can take our candy canes, put one on one side. I like to have them angled a bit, and I push them over a bit just so they're angled a bit out. And I got the same on this side. This is one of those weird chocolate flavored candy canes. Basically just round pieces and then an arch piece with a tile on top. So yeah, conventional candy canes. Anyway, this is just supposed to be looped right up there on that corner, and it keeps it in the right position, although it looks like mine is twisted. And if it falls off, you just need to lift it right back on. Then for this one, I chose to use a Yoda Santa, and actually we're going to wait on him because there's some other parts. First off, we've got these bags. I've taken out the handlebars so that most of the chair is free. We're going to put these bags off on the side. They will run into this arch right here of this blue piece, but that's okay. They just tilt up a bit, and I don't think it's too bad for the bags. Once we put the Santa on, this one can balance just right in the middle, like that. In the divot created by those two bags and the hinge plate there, I just like to put Santa right on these two, on this little extra black thing right there. Put his bag right behind him. And then for the finishing touch, we've got this cannon. There used to be a slope plate on it, but I like to take that slope plate off and slide a wreath right over the top of that. That way it's a happy cannon. Okay, now let's do the snow speeder. Next we've got the speeder. This one takes just about all the same pieces, minus the candy canes plus the elves. So here I've got 3 elves with skis on. The skis are useful as this is good on icy terrain and the elves don't get a seat. So then, first thing I'm going to do is amputate this, take this off, and this little 1x2 jumper plate, like that. Then I've got a 1x2 tile with a 1x4 tile on top of it. We want to place that going across the back and this little thing on top. And that's basically all the modifications we need to make to the speeder. Everything else we're just adding. So first of all, what I believe we want to do is take this string of lights and thread it through a wreath. Then we want to put the string of lights on the top there, and the wreath on this little bottom pole. That gives us a wreath with a string of lights coming out the back. If you don't exactly like the wreath, it's pretty much optional, or basically all of it is optional, but I kind of like having the wreath with the string of lights coming out. Then what we can do is we can take the same two bags, wherever I put them, right there, and we can put the one on either side, and that's going to be Santa's storage. If you want, you can put one on the top of the lights back there, but I feel like that's just a bit much storage for one speeder, so I don't like having that. I just like having the lights there. Then what we need is a Santa. I'm just going to use a normal Santa this time, and take him and put him on the speeder. Clip his hands in like that, and then all we've got to do is add the elves. So what we want is going to be one on the very end holding the rope. This is going to be the elves' lifeline. And then we can have one right about there. That looks good. Then we're going to want another one in front of him. I think that should be about right. Then we've got Santa and 3 elves going on some kind of crazy Christmas journey. I'm not sure who'd want to make some kind of Christmas journey like that, but it's not me. And I certainly do not trust Santa to be dragging me around. However, he's lucky that the elves do. So let's move on to the surprise model. So with all of this present delivery, I believe Santa just thought it was time for a total upgrade, and so we've got this. This is either the sand tracks or the sand tank, whatever you'd prefer. So there's going to be a couple things you're going to want to notice. First, these 2 dark gray items are present cannons. We've got this flamethrower here. If the plow doesn't work, or this is just basically just a super fast plow flamethrower, I always thought that'd be awesome as a snowplow to have a flamethrower. Then we've got a little scope for this present cannon. We've got rockets in the back, and a little opening trunk full of cookies in case people decide to forget to put cookies out. Those are all cookie pieces. They've got little cookies printed on the tiles, though you probably won't be able to see it from the camera. Yep, tons of tiny cookies in the back there. Then we've got little rocket booster engines out the back. This is the main present cannon. It angles and turns around. Then on the bottom, we've got all these treads. We could put lights and wreaths on it, but I figured that would be enough. Also, this is the 3rd surprise Santa. He's been in there for a long time now, and I don't want to take him out because it's kind of fragile. Yeah, there's Santa. And there's Santa still. Anyway, this is the surprise cannon tank thing. I'm not sure how Santa got so militant, but anyway, if your present gets delivered to that and it's broken and crashed, that's probably because it got shot out of a cannon. It's not particularly good for it. Also, we've got the rocket Santa, which was made from the missing Santa head that was used to make the Jar Jar. Santa head and Santa body and Jar Jar, and we've got a Jar Jar body floating around somewhere. Santa rocket fits perfectly inside there. Why they want to fire Santa out of a present cannon, I don't know, but it fits nonetheless. Hello everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments if you built any of these things, or if you have any new decoration ideas besides candy canes and wreaths and lights and what I used. I'd also love to hear what kind of vehicles you like to do, like maybe Lego City cars or fire trucks. I personally have a lot of Star Wars sets, that's why I chose these ones. But chances are you guys have different interests, and I'd love to see what you guys come up with. Also, I've got a challenge for this week. This Santa cannon currently has a Santa rocket in it, but I'd love to see the girl who wants her hippopotamus. I'd love to see a hippopotamus coming out of a cannon. That sounds hilarious to me. So if anybody can come up with some kind of hippopotamus head design that fits in the cannon, please let me know. I would love to see that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.